The workplace in our modern lives takes up a disproportionately large amount of our time. Many of us spend a lot of time at work, and that impacts the other activities that we do. So, behaviors, habits, and the various actions that we take at the workplace also tend to then get reinforced a lot and tend to spill over into other areas of life. So, if you want to be someone who practices good, clean boundaries, if you want to be someone with decent, rational, and respectable behaviors, then you need to start doing that from the workplace itself. And here are a few things that we need to look at. Think of that employee who, or a team member, or a boss, or some vendor partner who walked into the room and his or her personal grooming or certain habits completely ticked off the whole room. Or think about that one project where there are everybody, where everybody is putting in every effort that they can to make the project successful, but there are these two or three individuals, or there's this one particular function which doesn't want to pull the weight of anything more than those 3 or 4 lines of responsibility. Or think about those gossips, those rumors that spread in our organizations. Aren't these very bad behaviors to have? And these are behaviors which are created by individuals who do not have the right kind of boundaries. So here's my invitation. Please watch out for 3 areas of lack of boundaries. The first place where we violate boundaries at the workplace is our own professional ethics. Now, some of these professional ethics start with the way that we look and the way we dress, to the values that we carry, to the way we interact with others, including do we give credit, do we not give credit, the language that we speak, etc. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this, talking about this. It's very important. Let's begin with the way you look at work. Now, many of us in today's world think that we are entitled to appear in any which way, carry any haircut, carry any kind of clothes that we wear, carry any kind of physical condition into the workplace. But think about, what image are you projecting? If you're appearing disheveled, if you're appearing untidy, that has a very bad impact on someone. So, in the name of style, in the name of individual expression, we really need to stop doing certain things which are cutting across into the comfort zone of others. So the way you look now, you may, and I'm not saying that your hair needs to be short. You could have a long ponytail, but is your hair neatly done up? And does it smell nice? Do you smell nice? Do you look clean? When somebody looks at you, are you looking fit? Are you looking like someone who can deliver the promises? Or are you even struggling to breathe? There are some people, when you look at them, they are outright unfit, and you wonder, if this person is so unfit, how can he or she deliver the work? Now, I'm not talking about medical conditions. In today's modern life, many of us have medical conditions that range from diabetes to thyroid issues to other treatments which have caused weight issues. But then there are many of us who can maintain our fitness, who can do some basic fitness routine. And even if we have a heavy set body, you can still look neat and groomed. You can still look healthy. You can breathe clean. You can look ready. The dress that you wear, the kind of colors that you wear. Many of us have started treating the workplace as a fashion show, and trying all sorts of trendy things. So you really need to ask, are you going to work to look really professional and simple and neat, or are you out there to try and get credits or try and get people to praise? Don't make the workplace like a Facebook page that you have. So these are some important boundaries for you to keep. Similarly, other grooming habits that many of us have about your hygiene, your body odor. And here is something that you should be very careful of. If you're a smoker, you may think that having that mint or the chewing gum after smoking is going to take that fume off. No, it smells horrible. When you walk into a room, the smell of your cigarette mixed with the smell of the mint or the chewing gum that you've had, all of that spreads into the room, and it creates a lot of discomfort for others. So watch out for many of these things. And that's about your grooming. But there are other things about your communication, the language that you use. You have to be very careful with some of that. And in fact, there is a video, and the link I'll leave in the description, about boundaries in communication, how you need to have certain clean language, and how the choice of your words can really impact the way you're interacting with others. So pay attention to your communication. Also pay attention to the way you do your work. Do you give credit to others? Hope you're not stealing ideas from others. Hope you are working in a clean fashion, collaborating with others, not trying to get all the credit yourself. So those are the professional ethics side of things. So a wide range of habits, like I said, anything from your personal grooming all the way to your team related behaviors and the kind of values that you display, whether it is integrity, respect, compassion, many of that. Please watch out, because not many of us have had the right kind of grooming and mentoring on professional ethics. Many of us have just picked up some tricks on the go. It's not something that we have sat and crafted for ourselves. So whether it's the way you look, whether it's the way you speak, whether it's the way you create and deliver your work, are you leaving a lasting positive impression on everybody? That's something that you need to look at. But while you do that, like I said, don't make the workplace your Facebook page. You're not looking for thumbs ups and likes. You're out there to create results. The second area, and this is again a lack of boundary on part of many people, they gossip. They spread rumors. They do politicking. They scheme against others. They pull down people. They get together with other people who think similar about individuals, and they pull them down. They put fake cases against them, and many bad habits that you will see in today's workplace. Again, this is a very big point of concern. See, look, if you really like politics, why don't you go out and do real politics? Fight it out, slug it out in the world. Why bring that habit to the organization? In fact, many people are doing this because they want power, they want a lot of control, they want to rise in the organization without really having the capability to do what it is. And remember this, people who are really good at their work will maneuver their way around in the organization. They will never do gossiping, never do rumors, never do bad behaviors. These are the tools which are used by people who know they cannot win in a fair game. So they bend the rules of the game. So if you're also a leader who's finding negative behaviors like this at the workplace, it's clear lack of boundaries. Be ruthless and harsh. Cut these people out of the organization. You cannot allow politics, rumors, gossips, manipulation, deceit, lying to survive in organizations. So you hope you are not doing that. Please cut it out completely. Even if you were most innocently just a passive part of some of this happening in the organization, withdraw from there. Don't play that game. It is not the right kind of boundaries to have at the workplace. And the last and a very critical one is around having the right boundaries of ownership and accountability. So in today's modern workplace, work is so complex that sometimes your JD, your project descriptions don't encompass all the challenges that you will have to take up as this comes. And many times you'll have to work much more than what is written there. You'll have to work with your colleagues, deliver things. You'll have to step up, solve problems, generate ideas. You will have to maybe even feed into the success of others so that you and others can be successful. So we have to learn, as Robert Hogan, one of the great psychology minds of our time, says, that you have to learn to get ahead while you get along. And within that, you also have to start finding meaning of what you're doing. So that's where the ownership has to be brought. And in that sense, if you are in the organization, if you're continuing to work in the organization, why not give it your very best? I've done a very detailed discussion on what brings ownership, and you have to work on your own self to find your intrinsic motivation to do everything that you need to do, the mundane and the unique. Don't claim things like, I am getting bored, I want newness, I don't have challenge, this, that. All work is not going to be exactly the interest that you have to do. You may get 20-30% of work that is interesting, but a good 60-70% of the work may not be as interesting, but it still needs to be done. Understand, every piece of work that gets done in the organization is a revenue for the organization. That's where your salary is coming from. That's where hundreds of other people are earning their salary. It's the fortune of the organization. So come to work to get work done, and much more than possibly is written in your JD, and work with others to make a lot possible. They say that when in matters of collectives, the sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So are you really creating even the sum of the parts for the whole to be bigger? And that's where your ownership is. So find the intrinsic motivation, and it's your job to bring deep skills. Upskilling is your responsibility. Don't wait for the organization to send you to a leadership program, send you to a management program, send you to a technical skills program. Upgrade yourself, invest in your own education. Just like you're putting money aside to invest in that house or mutual funds or something, invest in your own capability and education and develop deep skills and deliver that. And then you need to ensure that your mind is there in the work that you're doing. You need to be engaged. Your mind needs to be focused to make deliberate effort to be successful. And in that effort to be successful, you also need to show agility and adaptability. So go back to that video in the link that I've shared below and understand ownership and accountability, but it's an important boundary to have. You cannot make statements like, this is not my job. We have already done our part. We have walked the extra mile. How much can we stretch? Etc., etc. So if the organization is pulling much more weight than you are, then you need to do it. Yes, you need to create systems, load balancing, capability. You need to bring in headcount, etc. But there are times that you will need to stand in and hustle. So short periods of hustle, then create systems, stability in the organization. Keep working. Grow the organization as you grow the work and deliver the work. Build capabilities in the organization as you build the work, and teach others. Help people step up and deliver more work. So those are the three broad areas I wanted to talk to you about where you should ensure that you have boundaries. So please ensure that you bring the right kind of professional ethics, and that's a very broad area that I touched upon. Please ensure that you cut out all sorts of politics, gossips, rumor mongering, any sort of mischief, any bad behaviors that you're doing, and bring the highest level of ownership and accountability. Again, go back and understand this. You are spending a disproportionately high amount of time at work. Practice good behaviors so that the goodness in you, the good human in you remains alive. If you don't have good habits at the workplace, and being the highest, being the place at which you spend your highest amount of time, you will be the one to lose yourself in the long run. Do this for yourself, not for any other trophy.